If you're not familiar with Skype interviews, let's fix it now. Job interviews using the Skype computer program are each time more and more common in recruitment process, all over the world. A Skype interview could happen as the first screening of the candidate, but normally it is used as an intermediate step to the different parts of the recruitment process, or even as the final interview. Like everything in life, Skype interviews have advantage and disadvantage. So let's check some of them. Advantage number 1. It is a cheap way to do an interview. There is no traveling nor commuting involved for the candidate to go to the interview place. The recruiter can also do the interview from his house or from anywhere he wishes. Advantage number 2. It does not require much technology or equipment to happen. If you have a smartphone or a computer with webcam and a good internet connection, you have almost everything that you need to start your Skype interview. If you do not have the necessary equipment at home, going to a cyber cafe can be a good option. Or you can borrow a friend's laptop for 1 hour to do the interview. Advantage number 3. You do not need to be in the same city or country that the recruiter is. That gives you the chance to talk to somebody who is geographically very far away from you, maybe even in a different continent. A personal interview in the same conditions would be much more difficult to happen. Advantage number 4. The interview process in general is faster when you use Skype interviews. You still need to adjust your agenda with the recruiter's agenda, but apart from that, normally you can save some time and get the interview step done soon. Let's talk now about the disadvantage of the Skype interview. Disadvantage number 1. There is this general feeling that the interview process is colder and more impersonal when done by Skype interview comparing to a face-to-face interview. You know when you see that there is another person on the other side of the computer screen talking to you, but it's not the same than having the person in front of you. The more familiar the candidate is with Skype or other similar programs, the better, because this strange feeling that I'm talking to a computer might disappear at some point. Disadvantage number 2. The interviewer and the candidate do not really see each other, only their faces and the upper body part. The interviewer might miss some important information about the candidate due to the limited access to his body language. Disadvantage number 3. Some candidates do not consider a Skype interview as serious as a regular interview. They take it something less important than a personal interview. This is a big mistake because it is an interview with the same purpose than other interviews. Remember, the recruiter can make the final decision about your process during the Skype interview, so do not minimize the importance of this situation. Disadvantage number 4. I have seen many candidates trying to play tricks during the Skype interviews or trying to deceive the recruiter. The fact that we can't see the ambience around the candidate, nor the things or people that he has around him, can create more misleading opportunities than in a personal interview. We recruiters know that very well by experience, so we are more alert to identify suspicious situations. I personally have a clear criterion about how to deal with doubtful situations. If I'm not sure whether the candidate is taking advantage of the situation or not, and I cannot clarify that during the interview, the candidate is out of the recruitment process. Change your mindset about Skype interviews from now on. Today, you're more familiar with that and a bit more prepared to face it when it happens to you. Jack Canfield said, "Everything you want is on the other side of your fear." Remember that. Do your best and go ahead. As you know, English is not my native language. I use it because I can reach more people and share my experience with you. Feel free to visit my blog at julianarabbi.blogspot.com and find more articles and videos.